Hey everybody, it's Sunday, May 3rd. It's a beautiful day out. If you're taking an AP class other than mine, you are obviously. You probably had this information already, um, but I wanted to just kind of talk to you about it. You should have gotten an email with this same information in it. Uh, but let's talk about a few of the parts that I thought were important. Um, so you're going to get an e-ticket, um, which you need in order to submit, so you get access to the exam. You're all in the system, so you should get one of those. Our exam is on Monday, May 18th. It's at 1 p.m. I said earlier 2, but it's 1 p.m. our time, so just be aware of that. Um, this is probably one of the things that I thought was important, and let's look at it in detail. It says it won't be more difficult to earn a 3 or 4 or 5 this year uh, compared to previous years, but to me, they're hinting that the questions probably will be a little bit more difficult, and that they will be longer. Um, it says just stay calm. Read. Sorry, just stay calm and read each part of the question, and simply show what you know, and do the best that you can. I mean, that's all we can do in life, right? So this last thing also deserves some looks. It says, "Don't worry if you don't complete all parts of the question." Never seen that on an AP exam before. So it sounds like you're going to be kind of rushed with things. And if you're not rushed, you're probably doing something wrong. Um, if, Let me tell you, there's 2 questions here, and they're separate questions. You get the one question, you answer it, you hit submit. And you do the second question, you answer the question, you hit submit. You can't go back. So I would use the full time, particularly on the first one. Sounds like that first one is probably going to be a little bit more difficult. Your first one is about interpreting and evaluating experimental results. So like some of the questions that we had, where you're kind of looking at a table and graph and an experiment, and you're telling what's going on. And it says ID, justify, design procedures, analyze the data, make predictions. Not stuff that you can necessarily look up, you know, um, but stuff that it takes a while to read and digest, and then write intelligently about. Um, so it sounds like you will be a little bit rushed on this thing, but just do the best you can, you know. Um, Hold on a second. Okay. Um, so this kind of talks about a timeline, you know, um, and if you're not able to get a good internet access or a good computer, or even a quiet room, you just, your in-laws, your bratty cousin is visiting that day or something like that, or I don't know, something's going on. Um, just kind of email me or email Dr. Pascal, and plan on taking it at school, with one of the school computers. It's not a problem, but we have to know about that. So, so anyway, just a second. Let me just kind of change something. Okay. So it says review your contact information, check your tech to make it sure it works, prepare your documents. If you look down here, it talks about, if you're going to do these documents, whether you're writing them or typing them, have those documents kind of a template already set up. Be 2 documents, right? 2 submissions. So you have like a template with those things on them, so you can just worry about typing the answer in. And so you have 3 options for submission. The first one is copying and pasting, and then hitting submit. Type in Google Docs or Word or something like that. I think that's how I would do it. I can just type faster, and you shouldn't have to make graphs or charts in Word this year. So I guess that's how I would do it. I mean, you can copy and paste a type response. Notice up here it says have your ID and your initials at the top of the page. Or you can just type it into a doc, a Word doc or something like that, and then attach it. I mean, it's nearly the same thing. Or you can write it. Just a couple things if you write it. You're limited to 5 pages, and it says don't double space. And it says pen or pencil is fine. I wouldn't use lime green gel pens or anything, but any of those 3 should work. This talks about answering the questions. Like I said, it's 2 different submissions, and just be aware of that, and you can't go back. So this is what's happening tomorrow, okay? And let me just blow that thing up real quick. So this is not necessary, but I think I would do it. It just makes you feel better. From May 4th, you can access an AP 2020 exam demo at that address there, and it allows you to practice the different ways to submit your responses. If you can't connect to this demo, then you won't be able to do the real thing on the May 18th. So it's just kind of a practice run that you may want to run through. Okay. Let's see what else there is. You'll need one thing on exam day. Well, I would bring a calculator, but there's a formula sheet, and I'll talk to you more about that later. I don't think it's going to play a big part of the exam. I'll talk to you about that later. Okay, so what about books and notes and internet sources for things? Really, it's fine, buddy. It's fine. Sorry. It's okay. So anyway, what about using those things? You can, but certainly don't plagiarize. And it's probably like the guy's saying here. It's probably not worth your time. You should fairly know the information already and speak intelligently about it. You're really smart people in this class, and I think you can, fake it till you make it. Try to speak intelligently about what's going on with the question. The second question is a little bit more conceptual. It says that you're supposed to describe a concept and explain what's going on and make predictions. And that would probably be a little bit more searchable information, but it's also worth less. It's worth 35% of the grade, but you get less time. So I wouldn't spend a lot of time looking up things online. So look for the exam confirmation and e-ticket, and there's kind of a checklist here of time, and your testing environment should be quiet with stable tech, and talk about exam security. There's no lockout browser on the exam, but you don't want to use Internet Explorer, and you don't want to refresh your browser. The little circle thing up at the upper left, don't hit that. That's about all. You'll have a timer telling you how much time is left, and it'll be pretty obvious how to submit it. If something goes wrong with the tech, if your dog threw up on your shoe, or your computer glitched out, or you spilled a sweet tea on the keyboard, you can retake it. You have to request it, and you may want to read about that. You can retake it in June. Okay. It says that you're not allowed to retake it if you simply ran out of time, but other excuses are accepted. Okay. Those are the makeup dates. So anyway, good luck to you. Please respond to the survey that I'm going to put out today as well. And have a good day out there. Bye bye.